So I'm going to be very fast because, in fact, I'm presenting some things that you may know about, and if you don't really know about, I'm not really the best person to explain you, but I will try.
That's a great start.
Yeah.
Sell yourself, why don't you?
It's the part, is this thing on destinationers. So up. Okay, let's go. As you may know, DestinE is a European flagship that is led by 3 interested entities that are EUMETSAT, ECMWF, and ESA. So they are in charge of this kind of ecosystem, I will say, on which on one side you have ECMWF that is in charge of running some digital twins, mainly on climate change and extreme events. We have EUMETSAT that being very, very fast on that is in charge of the data lake, so collecting the data coming out from the twins, linking those twins to, let's say, that are on HPC to this data lake to store the data and distribute that. And you have ESA that is in charge of the platform, the data platform, exploitation platform called DESP. And in fact, so we have those 3 partners that are really the ones that should be speaking here today, but I'm going to be speaking on their behalf. So you see that, you can find a lot of documentation on the net on it, but those specific slide has been provided me by EUMETSAT very kindly, because we will focus a bit on this part that is the one that interests us, is the part that EUMETSAT is doing is in linking, let's say, this data lake, so collection of data with the different HPC center that you have here. So Lumi in Finland, Leonardo in Italy, Marino Strum 5 in Spain, and Meluxina in Luxembourg, okay? So you imagine that those things, I'm going to the next slide, are spread in Europe, and the systems they are developing in this data lake, thanks to elements called bridges, so bridges being connecting those different HPC center to a kind of federated, unified infrastructure on which you share the data. So once you have a data that is reaching these bridges, you can access that from any point that are here around the European maps you can see here. This is evolving. We have now also another one that is in EUMETSAT's data center itself, and one that is in Cloudflare data center in Poland. Nice point for us is that today the editor infrastructure is also hosted on Cloudflare in the same data center. So you can see for us the big interest is that if we connect to this data lake and bridges from EUMETSAT and destinationers, we can have this famous interoperability interaction between our digital twin of the ocean and destinationers. So we are working currently with our colleagues from EUMETSAT on that in order to do that. It's not easy because we are not really under the same, despite the very nice message we had this morning, we are not under the same governance, to say that. So it's not an easy project, but we are going very well together. And we have seen that from Jerome this morning. So we have also the same needs in Mercator, in Edito, on processing on one side on the engine, and of data storage and data lake for data distribution on the left side. So this is a bit that. If you have the engine that is running on the Euro HPC and the data lake that is, let's say, federated with the DestinE data lake, we can find something nice. So this is what we will be doing. So don't ask me to explain all the boxes, because first I can't, and second it will be too long. But it's what we'll be doing. So our plan is really to reach this kind of interoperability, but at a really low level between the two infrastructures, the one of the bridges coming from the data lake of destinationers, and the one that we need for running the different applications. You have seen the different processes on our DTO. And I think this is my last slide. So I was very fast.
So if it's, yeah, sorry.